They say don't bet on the under. Well, I'm here to tell you that they are dead wrong. I've got a value betting system based on under 2.5 goals, which has returned 84 units of profit across the last 90 days. That is a 10.2% yield. And just to put that into perspective for you, if you have a sort of standard investment account, a bank account, that you would expect to return 4 to 5% per year, and the S&P 500 on a good year would return around 10% on your investment. So this has returned 10.2 across the last 90 days. That is the kind of edge we are looking at here with this value betting system. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can set it up with the exact same rules that I have, which got those results across the last 90 days. I'll also show you how you can set up automated alerts so that whenever a new game is added to Bet365, Pinnacle, 1xBet, William Hill, etc., you will get an alert right away so that you can jump on that game at opening odds. And if you're new here, I am Joe, the founder, developer, designer, marketer, etc. at OddAlerts.com. I'm also going to show you as well the games that this system generates for this weekend. It is the international break, so it'd be interesting to see what type of games we get. We'll see what the feed throws out given the settings. The good thing about value betting, if you're new to it, is that you don't have to research the games. That is all done for you through our probability model, which I will explain to you in the next section. So let's talk about the market a little bit that we will be filtering for on this video, under 2.5 goals. Why is it so special? It's because it's not sexy, it is boring. It's like in business, you have those sort of boring businesses that nobody really wants to do, but people do it and make a lot of money. That is the case with under 2.5 goals. And it comes down to a bias that we have when we're watching football. We want goals, we want action, we want excitement. And if you were to see betting trends and data, the data would be absolutely so clear that so many bettors go for goals, go for BTTS. Yes, it's rare to see the average person bet on unders or BTTS. No. But as the data here on this system and many other value betting systems suggest, those markets are seriously undervalued and underappreciated. So how do we find these selections? Here's a quick look at the feed for this weekend. How do these games get found consistently so that you can profit long term? We have our own probability model. Our model looks at every fixture where odds are available or going to be available in the future and calculates what we believe to be the true probability for under 2.5 goals. We use so many data points, data that would take you hours and hours to research yourself. We put it together and process it through our model to get the values. We rank every single game from 0 to 100, the likeliness of a game seeing under 2.5 goals, and many, many more markets, by the way, and outcomes that you can check out on the website. So we generate the rating and then we compare against the bookmakers, and if our implied odds are shorter than what is currently on offer, that means we have found a value bet. And some value bets may be marginal, some may be extraordinary, and that is again what you can filter for and what I'm going to show you in this video. So enough talking from me. I'm still going to continue talking, but it's going to turn into a bit of a screencast. Let's get going with creating our own betting system for under 2.5 goals, and this very system, remember, has delivered 84 units of profit in the last 90 days, and we're going to show you that as well on the profit calculator. Let's go. So this is the settings page on the Value Bets app. Link in the description for this. You can go ahead and check it out. Now, by default, you will have a default strategy for all of the outcomes that we support through this value betting app. You can create multiple strategies per market, which is very, very good and very, very useful. First, the probability range. I've set mine between 38 and 100. That means I only want games where our model gives at least a 38% chance of under 2.5 goals. Now, the great thing about any of these settings that we're going to go through is that you can tweak and then instantly check out the profit. You can instantly see what kind kind of games you would get, as we will do on this video. Next is the odds range, 2.5 to 100. I'm filtering out anything below 2.5 because that's where the value starts to get interesting. The higher the odds, the more the bookmaker disagrees with our model, the more potential value there is, and the fewer bets you need to actually win for a profitable system. Then there's the value percentage, minimum 15%. This is one of the key filters. If the value isn't at least 15%, then it doesn't make the cut. You can think of this as your quality threshold. You wouldn't buy a product that's only 2% off. You wait for the real deal. You can also set an odds type, and this is pretty critical, and I've seen on the OddAlerts Discord that people are profiting from both opening and closing odds. Opening odds are the odds when they're added to OddAlerts, so the earliest available odds from that bookmaker opening, so when they are listed on Bet365, 1xBet, wherever. And the closing odds are the latest odds, or the odds just before the game starts, depending on when you are viewing the page, of course. If a game starts in 2 days, it's the latest odds. I use opening odds because they tend to be where the bookmakers are most exposed before the market corrects. And then there are extra filters as well. League predictability, minimum games played, whether to exclude cups and friendlies. You can get as granular as you want with this. Your system, your rules. So you've built your system, but does it actually work? Now for the fun part, let's check out the profit calculator. So here are the numbers for the strategy. We're going to go on the profit tab and then select the strategy and click get. 832 bets, 314 won, 37.7% strike rate. Now, if somebody came to you and said, I've got a great betting strategy, I win 37% of the time, you'd probably tell them to get lost. But this is a key thing that people need to understand with value betting and any betting strategy, that you don't always need to win your bets. And that sounds crazy, doesn't it? But if we're getting average odds of 3, as we are in this system, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is absolutely right here in the profit from the last 90 days and beyond. You don't need to win every bet, and that, if you take one thing from this betting video or any betting video that I put out about value betting, it should be that. And the profit, 84.88 units. The yield, as mentioned in the intro, 10.2%. And the average expected value per bet is 36.96. That is fantastic, very juicy indeed. That means on average that every single bet we placed had about 37% edge over the bookmaker's price. And if you look at this graph, it is a very nice graph indeed, isn't it? It's going in the right direction, and it isn't a lucky streak. You can see the downs, you can see the recovery. That's what a real sustainable system looks like. It's not a straight line. Nothing in betting ever is. That's why we show you the max drawdowns as well. But as long as that trend is consistently upwards, which if you are getting real value, it should be. Now, we also allow you on this tool, if you just scroll down a little bit, to break down the performance by day, by league, by odds. We can see that Saturday is decent, Sunday is decent. You could adjust this and just have it feed you games for Saturday and Sunday if you wanted. It looks like Friday, Monday and Wednesday are negative. If we look at the leagues, we can see which leagues are performing best. The same goes for the odds, which is a very useful thing to look at. We can see that all odds ranges are positive, but there are some clear winners there as well. And you can also have a look at the value percentage. So 20+% value brings in the majority of our profit. So you could then use this data to adjust your settings accordingly. Now onto one of the newest tools on OddAlerts. It is the Bankroll Simulator. This is a pretty cool tool, and it answers the question, what would my actual bankroll look like? Now, I've set a starting bankroll here of £1,000, $1,000, flat staking at 1% of the initial bankroll, so £10 per bet. And this is simple, disciplined and boring, and you would, once you find that there is something here, that you've got a system that's working, you would adjust that. You wouldn't just keep doing 1%. You would maybe drift into Kelly staking, but we can see following that system that the final bankroll was £1,808, which is an 84.9% return on your starting bankroll in just 90 days. Net profit of £848. Now imagine you put that £1,000 into a saving account. You'd probably have, across the same period, maybe a tenner or £15 or something. That is the difference in passive money versus smart money. And again, this chart, like the one above, tells the full story. You can see the bankroll climbing, you can see the dips, the recoveries. The overall trajectory is clear. This system is working. And for those of you that want to go deeper, I know lots of you do, you can download the CSV data from this page, and you can download the full odds history and probability history from the downloads page. I'll link that in the description as well. It is very, very important data if you want to just get your hands dirty and create your own systems in your own applications, or however you want to do it, feed the data into AI, something like that. We also have the OddAlerts API, which allows you to access this programmatically live as well. So yeah, plenty of data for you to create your own systems, or you can use the front end tool, which makes it a little bit easier, as you can see, to create these systems. So you've got the system, you've paper traded, you can see the charts are all going in the right direction. Now is the time to turn on automated alerts. Let me show you how to do that. So OddAlerts has automated alerts that notify you the moment a new game matches your strategy. It works for both opening and closing odds. You set it up once and then you get a notification every time there is a new value bet in your feed. No refreshing, no checking the site every hour. The bets come to you. The value comes to you. And I mentioned paper trading before. That is essentially bet tracking, tracking your bets without spending real money. It is so important to do that in any kind of strategy, so you can test and monitor many at once and see what's working. You can continue to tweak. The profit calculator is a fantastic tool, but I would always suggest tracking your bets, whether you are placing real money or start with a small bankroll and then build it up over time. Let me show you how you can track your bets instantly from this tool. So we have built-in bet tracking right here in the sidebar. You can click track from any game in the feed and it will instantly populate the market, the odds, and you can create your own bankroll and save all of the bets from a single system into there. And as I said before, it is crucial. Before you put real money down, paper trade, track 50, 100 bets, see the results for yourself, build confidence in the system. Then when you're ready, you know exactly what to expect. So let's put it into action. They are the settings for the under 2.5 goals value bet system. Now let's pick 10 games for this weekend and I'll show you them, and then we will track them and see how they do over on X and Discord across the weekend. How much profit will we make? So here is the feed for this weekend. We can see we're looking at the under 2.5 goals feed. I'm looking at the next 72 hours and we are filtering by probability. We have the Argentina Copa Argentina here at the top with 56% value there. And we've got games from the under 21 Euros qualification, Switzerland, Faroe Islands. We have Ecuador, Super League Women as well. We have the National League Braintree against Carlisle. We have Botafogo, Corinthians. What I'm going to do is put the top 10, and it is sorted by probability. We're going to put the top 10 overlaid here on an image, and I'm also going to put it in the description, and we will check that out on Discord and X across the weekend to see how much profit this system delivered. But remember, it might be on a downturn. It might lose the next 10 bets. That is absolutely fine, because value betting is a long-term strategy. If you don't have patience, discipline, and the will to just see it through, and paper trading helps you with that, it helps you build that confidence, as I was saying before. If you don't have those attributes, then just turn off the video now. You're not going to succeed if you don't have patience. So you now know how to build and develop and get fixtures automatically for under 2.5 goals value betting and any other system really, because you can just create it on the tool I've showed you, and the link is in the description. I've been running OddAlerts for 6 years now, and many users have been profiting during that whole time when value betting, the value bets have delivered some incredible returns for users. I've seen 300 plus units of profit in a single month during the sort of best moments of value betting. Bookmakers adjust, of course, seasonally. Some markets are better in certain months, but that is what the profitability and the data is all about. If anybody offers you a single solution that is just going to be profit forever, it sort of just doesn't exist. You've got to stick to it, and in the grand scheme of things, for the return that you can get on your investment and the investment of a little bit of time as well it takes to tweak settings and just check out certain things, it really is absolutely fantastic. So if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. If you found this video useful, please subscribe, like, and comment. If you want to see me do another market, let me know what it is down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.